everyone, welcome back to my channel. मेरा नाम शाहरुख है. I'm here with another video for all of you. आज की वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करेंगे educational credential assessment. Yes, one of the most critical components that gives you enough points to be eligible and increase your chances to get invited as a permanent resident by the government of Canada. Again, हमने कल की वीडियो में डिस्कस किया था at a very baseline level Canada.ca as the source of truth and also the comprehensive ranking score. अब ये जो educational credential assessment है जो कि आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे इस वीडियो में, this is one of the components on the CRS calculator. So when you put in your information, of course, अगर आपने educational credential assessment वाली exercise नहीं की भी, you'll be adding information which is hypothetical, just to get an idea of, okay, I did masters, I did bachelors, I did PhD in Pakistan. So I would just put in there, and then eventually the CRS tool would give you some sort of score. But it cannot be taken as the final answer in terms of your score. आपका score हमेशा base करेगा जब आप properly अपनी educational credential assessment की exercise को complete करेंगे. So that's what we're going to learn today. Please stay tuned until the end of the video because this one would have a lot of meaningful information जो कि आपके लिए बहुत helpful होगी to continue to pursue your Canadian dream. So first things first, I'll pull up some notes that I added for all of you. We'll discuss what is educational credential assessment. We will also discuss who needs one. We'll talk about how to get one. We'll also talk about how to read those reports when you get them, and then how to eventually submit these reports so that once you go through the process of creating your first express entry profile, वहाँ पर आपने कौन सी information add करनी होती है. So I'll keep it very high level, and I will share the links in the description for you guys to review all of this. And again, please, you guys do not need local consultants, at least not in Pakistan. आप ये सारा कुछ खुद से कर सकते हैं. Please don't waste your money. Please don't trust people because a lot of stuff is happening. I just had a friend who went through a bad experience with a consultancy firm based out of Islamabad. और उसका जो न्यू ब्रंसविक का प्रोवेंशन नॉमिनी सर्टिफिकेट आया था, it's almost lost. So yeah, just please spend time on videos like mine और अपनी भी study करें. I think that's going to be the most helpful thing that you can do to support your journey. So coming back to it, what is educational credential assessment? First things first. Educational credential assessment Canadian government की requirement है जिससे आपको कुछ points मिलते हैं और आपकी वो points education से related आपकी overall profile में contribute करते हैं. So who needs one? Everyone who's applying from outside of Canada for permanent residence or of course for some other programs that I don't have complete knowledge about, but essentially if you're applying from outside of Canada, you need to match the Canadian education standards and get an equivalence for the education that you've had at your home country. Essentially, that's really it. अगर आपने bachelor's किया है, अगर आपने master's किया है या PhD किया है, जरूरी नहीं है कि वो Canadian education system में exactly वही weightage उनका हो. It is based on a lot of different factors. That includes your credit hours, your duration of the program, etc. But essentially, this is when somebody needs an ECA. It is when you're applying from outside of Canada and you want to have additional points add up to your total profile or to your overall profile. Sorry. So moving on, how can you get one? So the process is very simple. Canada government ने अपनी immigration से related कुछ organizations को designate किया है so that you can work through them, and then they are the ones who are licensed to gauge your education and then give you that certificate that you need essentially. So I can share a few of them with you guys. So number one is CES, which is Competitive Education Service. This is done through the University of Toronto and School of Continuing Studies. They were designated somewhere in April in 2013. Irrelevant information, but moving on. International Credential Assessment Service of Canada. This is another organization that does this for you. Then we have World Education Service. that's the organization that I used to carry out my educational credential assessment exercise. And then International Qualifications Assessment Service, which is also called ICAS. इनका बहुत अच्छा नाम है. और अगर मुझे अपनी जर्नी दोबारा शुरू करनी हो, अगर Canadian journey, I would actually go back. And let's just say if I do not get a provincial nominee program, I would always go back to them because I've read that they are slightly lenient when it comes to gauging education from foreign countries. So yeah, just a wild recommendation. आप इनको study करें खुद से और देखें आपके लिए क्या बेहतर है. But if you were to take my opinion, either World Education Services or ICAS, both of them are really, really good, और आप इनको utilize कर सकते हैं. And lastly, there is another one called International Credential Evaluation Service from British Columbia Institute of Technology. आप चाहें तो इनको भी use कर लें. Just study, find out, read, explore, and see what works best for you. Alrighty, so quickly moving on, what your report means when you get one. So sharing my personal experience आप लोगों के साथ, I had a bachelor's and I had an MBA from one of the best institutions and business schools in Islamabad. I got double bachelor's instead of getting a master's. So that of course leaves you with a few points जो कि आप score नहीं कर पाते. But it really depends. जब आप इस सारी एक्सरसाइज को परस्यू करेंगे और उसके बारे में भी हम बात करेंगे कि how to actually send all of this information to one of these organizations, तो उसमें आपको उसमें मजीद हम डिस्कस करेंगे कि किस बेसिस पे वो आपकी कैलकुलेशंस करते हैं, your secondary education, post-secondary education, and then of course your bachelor's, your master's, or your PhDs, whatever you have. So once you get it, you get a report that speaks कि आपको किस तरह की equivalence मिली है. I was a bit shocked as well when I got mine as double bachelor's, but I think I'm glad that I don't have to look back at it because I don't need it. But this is something that you can do. Once you get the report, you can review it. इसमें एक ये भी आपके पास option होता है, if I'm recalling correctly, that you can request a reevaluation, but I would not recommend it. I think they do their due diligence, or uski basis pe they provide you an ECA, which is a certificate, and they electronically transfer all of this information to IRCC, which is the Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, something along those lines. Yeah. So that's that. And then lastly, हम discuss करेंगे how to submit your report, but just quickly letting you guys know कि पाकिस्तान से इसका process किस तरह से होता है. बहुत ही simple रखूंगा आप लोगों के लिए. You first get clear, legible photocopies for all your documents that they require, and that starts from your secondary education all the way to your most recent degree or education that you pursued. Again, clear, legible copies. I would recommend if you're based out of Islamabad, go to Apara. वहाँ पर जो printing service हैं वो पिछले 60-70 साल से वो ये काम कर रहे हैं, and they are the best in the business. They'll provide you the most accurate copies for your documents. हमारे documents में थोड़ा सा problem हुआ था कि one of the elements was missing, and then that of course was a problem with VES. They sent our application. They did not send it back, but they raised a red flag कि आपने ये document हमें दोबारा provide करना है. So I looked around who could really turn that document as clear and legible, and thankfully the folks who were sitting in Apara, they did a fantastic job. उसके बाद आप अपनी सारी जो copies हैं उसकी basis पे आप HEC के साथ online time book कर सकते हैं. I think the process has recently changed, but मेरी recommendation ये होगी कि आप अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स HEC के थ्रू डायरेक्टली भिजवाने के बजाय आप उनको HEC से of course you need to have them in an envelope जिस पे एड्रेस होगा, जिस पे उनकी स्टैम्प्स होंगी और जिस पे उनके स्टिकर्स होंगे. God knows what the process is in these days, but we had to first get all of our photocopies and our originals attested by the HEC. मेरे इल्म में नहीं है वो original documents को क्यों attest करवाते हैं. I think it's just illogical, but again, that's what the process is. So Book your appointment online, go or send your documents to the HEC and try and get that envelope in your hands once you have all of your documents ready as per the requirements. And then go to go to this service in I-8, Leopard Courier, which is right at the corner. I think Standard Chartered जहाँ बैंक है उसके बिल्कुल साथ है. So you can go there, you can submit it. The best thing that would happen is you'll get tracking information. They have a fantastic partnership with DHL, and you get clarity at all times when your documents get delivered, where they are in transit. So that is going to be super helpful. थोड़े से पैसे जरूर लगेंगे, but it works out. अगर नहीं, अगर ये प्रोसेस अगर लेपर्ड आपको मुनासिब नहीं लग रहा, आई वुड इवन रेकमेंड पाकिस्तान पोस्ट एंड देयर ट्रैकिंग सर्विस फॉर इंटरनेशनल डिलीवरीज. हम इसके बारे में बात नहीं करते, बट they are one of the best services in Pakistan, of course, because of the great network that they have, considering their government department. So that's that. आपने अपना डॉक्यूमेंट्स का फोल्डर बनाया, आपने उसको लेपर्ड या फिर पाकिस्तान पोस्ट के थ्रू बेस्ट को या ICAS को आपने सबमिट कर दिया. Now, after some time, I think in about a month and a half, they'll get back to you on your profile and let you know and share a certificate with you that outlines कि आपको कौन सा ECA issue हुआ है. I think I should rephrase this. आपको आपकी जो education है उसको क्या weightage मिला है in comparison with the Canadian education standards. So based on that, you'll see that, okay, now I have something concrete. It would have an IMM number that you would eventually be using to submit in your express entry profile. उसके बारे में भी detail में बाद में बात करेंगे. But now you have a PDF version of your education credential assessment, and now you can confidently go back to your CRS score, and for your education section in the CRS calculator, you can with confidence add जो आपको ECA issue हुआ है from one of these bodies. So that's that. The process is pretty simple. अगर आप इसको intensely करें, try and schedule appointment with the HEC as early as you can, because it sort of does take a bit of time. But yes, once you get your ECA, you're all set for your education, and they don't expire for the next 5 years. So that's that. आपके पास अभी डॉक्यूमेंट आ जाता है. आपको फिलहाल उसी टाइम आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं होती. बट in the next video, I'll share with you guys कि इसके बाद का स्टेप क्या है, इसके बाद का स्टेप ये है, या फिर I think a better way to approach this would be that while you're doing all of this, you are also preparing for your IELTS examination, which is very, very tricky. उसमें आप फंस सकते हैं, writing में फंस सकते हैं, listening में फंस सकते हैं, especially if you haven't written by hand in a long time, or if you haven't typed, or if you're not familiar with computer. 2 तरह के IELTS टेस्ट होते हैं, उसके बारे में हम मजीद डिस्कस करेंगे. बट मेरी रिकमेंडेशन ये होगी कि ड्यूरिंग दिस प्रोसेस आप साथ साथ अपना IELTS भी प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं, और उसके बारे में मैं आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन दूंगा इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो. So I hope this was super helpful, because in my time I recall going through all of these one by one, and then ended up choosing WES for my ECA. और उसके बाद जब स्कोर रन किया था, I think I was at 472 back in the days, and I still wanted to improve a few other areas. So that's it for today. I know आज वीडियो थोड़ी सी लंबी होगी, but ये टॉपिक इस तरह का है जिसमें अगर आप थोड़ा सा टाइम स्पेंड कर लें, you will get the most out of it, and you don't have to do it for the next 5 years. So your ECAs don't expire for that time frame, and I think it's absolutely worth it, not just to watch this video, but also to pursue your ECA as soon as you can, and yeah, essentially pursue your dream to move to Canada. Guys, that's it for now. I would meet you all in the next one, and yeah, until then, take care, Assalamu alaikum, and yeah, we'll catch up again. Thank you. Khudafis.